It's confirmed. Mexico gains a new ally. Mexico and a European power take control. Trump didn't see it coming. Mexico and Great Britain, an unexpected alliance that surprised the United States. The United States did not see this coming. While Donald Trump focused on strengthening his protectionist policies and increasing tariffs to pressure his trading partners, Mexico decided to change course and go with a new economic strategy. In an unexpected turn of events, the Latin American country has decided to move away from economic dependence on its northern neighbor and strengthen its trade ties with a power few anticipated, the United Kingdom. The alliance between Mexico and Great Britain has taken the White House by surprise and has challenged US influence in the region. A paradigm shift in international trade. Growing tension between Washington and Mexico City has been escalating in recent years. The imposition of tariffs, the threats to close the border, and constant economic pressure from the United States have led Mexico to rethink its position in international trade. Since the signing of the agreement between Mexico, the United States, and Canada, trade relations between the two countries have become more complex, with constant pressure from the White House for Mexico to adopt measures favorable to US industries. However, this scenario has led the Mexican government to seek viable and sustainable alternatives to diversify its markets and reduce its dependence on the US economy. In this context, Great Britain has emerged as a key strategic partner for Mexico. Following its exit from the European Union, the United Kingdom has found itself needing to forge new trade alliances that allow it to maintain its relevance in global trade. Mexico, with its growing manufacturing industry, its privileged access to Latin American markets, and its macroeconomic stability, presents itself as an ideal partner for the British. As a result, both countries have accelerated their talks to sign trade agreements that facilitate the export of goods and services for mutual benefit. The impact of this new alliance is already being felt in international markets. Strategic investments and new growth sectors, from the automotive industry to energy production and digital commerce. British companies have started investing in strategic sectors in Mexico, like renewable energy, where Great Britain is a global leader. The entry of British capital into Mexico is allowing for the development of new infrastructure and the modernization of key sectors. In addition, the growing cooperation in the financial sector has opened up new opportunities for Mexican companies in London, one of the most important financial capitals in the world. The British government, for its part, has offered incentives and preferential treaties that make the relationship with Mexico even more attractive, and is willing to strengthen cooperation in areas that were previously dominated by the United States. London has made it clear that it considers Mexico a key partner in the new post-Brexit era. For Donald Trump, this move by Mexico is an unexpected blow. The former US president had based his trade strategy on the premise that Mexico had no choice but to depend on the United States. However, reality has shown otherwise. The growing influence of the United Kingdom in Latin America and the opening of the Mexican market to new alliances have shown that the White House underestimated the decision-making power of its southern neighbor. Trade between Mexico and Great Britain has grown exponentially in recent years. The signing of new trade agreements and the opening of export and import routes have consolidated a relationship that promises to be long-lasting. In addition, the British government has facilitated the arrival of Mexican companies to its territory, which has generated a bilateral relationship that benefits both countries. This new scenario has generated concern in Washington's power circles, which are seeing their influence in the region begin to wane. Alarm bells have started to ring in the White House. The Trump administration has tried to pressure Mexico to slow down its rapprochement with London, using mechanisms such as imposing restrictions on the export of key products such as steel and avocados. However, these measures have only strengthened the Mexican government's determination to expand its ties with Great Britain and other alternative markets. The weakening of trade ties between Mexico and the United States not only affects the US economy, but also has a significant geopolitical impact. The White House had used its relationship with Mexico as a tool of control in the region, but with the arrival of the United Kingdom on the board, the dynamic has changed. Mexico no longer depends exclusively on the US market, and has shown that it is willing to seek new opportunities without submitting to pressure from Washington. Globally, this alliance could influence the stance of other Latin American nations seeking to diversify their economic relations. If Mexico manages to consolidate its relationship with Great Britain and obtains tangible benefits, other countries in the region could follow the same path, further weakening US influence in Latin America. Furthermore, the agreement between Mexico and the United Kingdom could create a domino effect in other emerging economies seeking to escape trade dependence on Washington. Brazil, Argentina, and Chile have expressed interest in exploring new opportunities with the United Kingdom, which could strengthen the British presence in the region. The future of this alliance between Mexico and Great Britain promises to be even more interesting. With the United Kingdom seeking to expand its presence in Latin America and Mexico seeking new growth opportunities, the relationship between the two nations could become a model of cooperation that challenges the economic dominance of the United States. However, it will also face significant challenges, such as the need to overcome regulatory barriers and ensure stability in diplomatic relations. International trade experts warn that the consolidation of this alliance will depend largely on the ability of both governments to manage cultural and regulatory differences. While there are challenges ahead, the willingness of both parties to strengthen economic cooperation is evident. History is changing, and Washington didn't see it coming. The question now is, how will the United States respond to this new reality? The world is watching closely as Mexico and Great Britain write a new chapter in global trade. The geopolitical relationship between Mexico and the United States and the challenges and opportunities with the new alliance with the United Kingdom. As Mexico and the United Kingdom strengthen their ties, the geopolitical landscape changes. The strategic moves are not just economic, but are preparing a new balance of power. The United States, traditionally dominant, is now navigating a complex web of alliances. Will Washington adapt or reaffirm its influence? The world is watching how these nations redefine their roles. Every decision will have global repercussions. In this dance of diplomacy and strategy, the challenges are numerous, but so are the opportunities. What awaits Mexico, the United Kingdom, and the United States? Only time will tell, but the power dynamic in the Americas will never be the same.